him. I'll give you one thing, Mark. You are funny. I'm serious. Oh, I know all about your little rapid response teams. I just don't think they're going to be getting here anytime soon without their buses. The knot in Mark's stomach was now the size of a boulder. How did John know Barney had the bus keys? Were Barney and John in bed with each other? What would the wannabe sheriff get out of the deal? Mark didn't know. What he did know was that everything they'd worked so hard for in the last 3 months was going to be destroyed in one night. Mark's mind raced to find a way out of this predicament. It occurred to him that maybe John was lying. Mark tried to find a way out. I think you're lying. If you really had an extra 100 men, you'd have them here already. I told them I wanted to make sure I could find you and get the revenge I wanted. I really just needed them to stay out of the way long enough so I could get my frags back. I never really thought things would turn out so well for me with you coming back so quickly. But if you don't want to believe me, that's all right. You'll never live long enough to know for sure that I'm telling the truth anyway. If John was lying, he was doing a masterful job. Mark realized how really stupid he'd been, how stupid they'd all been. He'd tried to play by the old rules. The problem was, there was no one to enforce the old rules. But he'd continued to observe them, and now he'd lost. John would kill him, of that there was no doubt. Mark wondered what would happen to his family. John might take them back to the ranch with him, a fate that might be worse than death. Despair was the only emotion he felt left. There was no way out. He looked at the faces of his family and saw their fear. How he wished there was something he could do to change things. Big O, you got a copy? John's radio squawked. Yes, Snuffer, what is it? We found them, boss. Good. Bring them back here. Out, John said. He switched to another channel and pushed the talk button. This is Big O. Snakebite. I say again, snakebite. Roger, Big O, we copy. Snakebite, a voice said over the handheld. John grinned at Mark. 10 minutes from now will be the beginning of the end of Silver Hills. He watched for a reaction, but Mark was too numb at this point to have one. Scorpion, Digger, take the women and the kids out and lock them up inside the shed and back, John said. The order confused Mark a little, but he was glad his kids wouldn't have to see him shot. We'll need some new workers and playthings when we retake the ranch, John continued, as he smiled wickedly at Mark, confirming his worst fear. One of you guard the shed and the other guard the back of the house. Keep an eye out for Snuffer and Porkchop with the grenades. Put the kid in with the others and get ready to haul ass as soon as I'm done. Listen, I don't want anyone coming in here, understand? I just have a little business to conclude with Mr. Turner here, and then I'll be right out. The two goons did as they were ordered. Mark reached out and squeezed Jess's hand as she walked by. He tried to tell her with his eyes that he was sorry, but hers only showed the fear of what she knew awaited her and the kids at the ranch. They exited the house through the front door. When it was open, Mark could hear sporadic gunfire coming from the opposite corner of the subdivision. Finally, the door closed. Mark looked to see that only he, John, and Bullseye were left in the house. Maybe he could take out the two of them. Without any of his loved ones in line of fire, he was sure as hell going to try. His mind struggled to form a plan. He tried to figure out where the two thugs would be standing when they finally finished him off. There was no way to tell, but he would do something. If the two of them got close enough for him to grab them at the same time, maybe he'd have a chance. It was a long shot, but it beat nothing. Bullseye, move that coffee table out of here, John instructed. Now Mark was confused.